Alright, that's enough waiting, guys. Hello and welcome. How is everyone doing today? I hope that today finds you well, and also a special happy birthday to Thomas Potts. I was going to spend the evening working on incredibly geeky stuff. I've been trying to make a GPS system for the charity stuff I'm going to do with limited success. But I got a new part in, so I'm really excited to try it out. But I saw Anti-Trigger stream saying that today is Thomas Potts' birthday, and I said, you know what? Forget doing my geeky stuff. I need to do this for Thomas because he got me this game, and I got maybe quarter, maybe halfway through it, and then I haven't been online since. So it is time to get back into Ecco the Dolphin and try and beat it. Try and beat it. Let's see how far we get, guys. So we are gonna load up Ecco the Dolphin. And let's see if I can remember where I am and how to do all this. Let's see, I'm gonna do a quick load, right? Will it let me quick load? Okay, good. I think this is the right level. So last time we played this, I got my butt handed to me over and over again. Are those sharks? And an octopus? Oh my goodness. How do I get away from this? Am I stuck? Ah, my goodness. Let go. There's gotta be a way to get away from this, right? Do I just have to keep running? Almost there. Here we go. Josh Stree is saying, Dear Bob, Matthew has just returned to his own kind as his great-grandson, Darwin the Dolphin. Oh no. No. Fake news. Wait, there's a dolphin. That's what I'm supposed to do on this level. I do not know about your family, but I know I have lost mine. Oh, sorry, kid. I did not expect to find sharks on this level. So I've been kind of fighting with some people online. No one in the YouTube community, none of us here, but what's been going on is I use a lot a product called Ignition, and I absolutely love it. It's what I do all my HMI work in, which is the graphical interface that I use for doing my program. So when I go to oil fields, water plants, wastewater, whatever, I use this product, and it's a graphical interface. John is saying the game volume is loud. Thanks for letting me know. We'll go ahead and get that turned down just a little bit here. That should be good. Let me know if that is now too soft or if we're good. Let's see. And there was also let's see, what was the new technique I got last time? When I was charging, I could do a sonic blast or something. Help me, Echo. Okay, what do I do? Swim close in front of me and I will follow you, all right? Okay, so I can't dive in front of him. I got to make him follow. Can I actually kill the shark? I mean, hey, buddy, where'd he go? Yeah, I want you to follow me. Please follow me. There we go. We're locked in. Okay, so I really, really like this software. And they have recently come out with what they're calling the Maker's Edition, which I'm really excited about because... Oh, no, I'm too loud? Oh, stop it. You can turn it down then. Am I getting some... Is my volume crackling a little bit? Is that what I'm too loud? Or are you just saying you have to turn up the volume so much to hear the game that I'm too loud in comparison? So I'm really excited about this edition because this is an edition I have literally wanted for years. Like 10 years ago, I found out about Ignition, and I immediately asked them. I said, "Hey, I love this. I think this is a great product. I want to use it, not commercially, but just personally. And is there any way that I could do that?" because the product itself it's really designed for oh come on, that was cheap. The currents swept me up into the spikes. So the only way you can use it is commercially, and then the software is like $25,000. You can get cheaper versions of it, but it is definitely not a cheap product. So they came out, and Maker's Edition, they're just giving it away. If you want a copy of Ignition, you can have a free copy of Ignition, and that is phenomenal that they're doing this. But of course, you know, it's a limited copy. It's not for free. So they came out with this, or it is for free. Excuse me. It's just limited. You don't get the full feature set for free, but you have limitations. Those pufferfish were attacking me, the jerks. TV volume levels at 4 sounds like I'm yelling. I'm sorry, Josh. I did turn it down a little bit, so hopefully that helped. Where is his friend? And what was I talking about? So yeah, you don't get a full feature set, but it's still, if you have an Arduino, you have a Raspberry Pi, you put this thing in it as the graphical interface, and you have a knockout powerful system. There's just a couple issues with it. The first issue being, did I not bring you to your friend? I thought I just brought his family together. Where'd he go? Right there, right? Okay, yeah, you're happy, so I gotta find the rest of them. Fine. So one of the first problems is you have to have an almost always on internet connection. So there are it's a 4-hour leased license. Like, they give you 3 free licenses, and each license is good for 4 hours, and then it auto renews. So, you know, not too big of a deal, as long as you are someplace that has an active internet connection, which is fine for the, you know, most cases. But I have a lot of applications where I would want to use it, but I wouldn't be connected to the internet. I would very much be far away from the internet. So maybe I could have my maybe I could like get it licensed at home, but then when I went out in the field with it, not commercially, again, just my personal projects, I would be stuck, you know? Ouch, ran right into that. Because I might drive somewhere more than 4 hours away. And then, you know, what can I do? I'm 4 hours away from anywhere. This octopus thing. There's got to be a better way to get away from this octopus. Like, does it only work if I go this way? It looks like it only works if I go not the direction I want to be going in. Lovely. And now look, I can't get away. This is an eel. Okay, come on, surface. There we go. Whew, made it. And Daniel, I am so sorry to hear about that. I have heard about what you've gone through in the past, and I'm so sorry you hear about that. I really hope that sometime soon you are able to get to a new place. And I hope that's soon, my friend. So if I drive somewhere 4 hours away or 3 hours away or what have you, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, there's no internet connection, I can no longer use their product. So it would be really great if you can get a permanent license for it. That's one of the things I was talking about. And then one of the other things is, each time you load the program, it asks you to re-agree to their license agreement. So, well, Thomas, I was hoping I could get past the eel. I was hoping that if I found the right angle, I could get past him, but clearly that's not working. So I am pivoting to something else. Oh, don't do it again, Nat. Oh my goodness, I did it again. That sucks. That sucks so bad. Okay, and I didn't quick save. Next time I'll quick save when I find the stupid dolphin. Okay, let's try going straight down this time, because I think I saw one of those little shell things down here. Okay, let's get this dolphin. If he'll join up with me. Yeah? You gonna follow me? Do I have to talk to you first? No. Okay, I gotta talk to you first. Fine. Okay, so one of the other things is each time you open the software, it asks you to re-agree to their software license, which, you know, that's an annoying thing. It's a pop-up, and I really wish that I could just, you know, I agreed to it. I agreed to your terms and conditions. Now let me use your product. But that's not what they're doing. Okay, I don't know why this dolphin's not following me, but I'm about to die, so breath of air. Okay, follow along, little dolphin. There we go. And he stopped. You punk, follow me. Okay, are you gonna follow me? Swim closely next to you. There we go. Hey, there we go. Got him in. All right. Okay, so, like I said, minor inconvenience. But I put in a feature request because one of the great things about Ignition is they let you request for new features. So I said, look, it'd be really great if I could have a permanent license so I didn't have to have an internet connection. It'd be really great also if there's a way to remove the little title where every time I open it, it says, do you agree to the license? And I'm like, look, I obviously, okay, don't go that way. Do a quick save because I'm a cheater. We all know I'm a cheater. This is nothing new. So yeah, a permanent license. And then the third thing I wanted was, I wanted more. I said, look, right now they only give you 3 versions or 3 licenses for this. So I said, if there's any way I can pay you money to have more of your product, I would love to do that instead of you just giving away for free. And I threw out the idea of $20 because they advertise this as Maker's Edition. This is something designed for people who like Raspberry Pis and like Arduinos. That's the 100% target demographic for this product. So I felt a $20 was a reasonable number, you know? And of course, people in their forums have just been lambasting me. I mean, my goodness. They have gone off like, you're just whining about free stuff. Oh my goodness, wrong way. Not toward the octopus right now. You know, you're asking for freebies. I'm like, I'm literally asking to pay them money. How is this asking for a freebie? Okay, I'm about to die from loss of oxygen. Let's quietly go past the octopus. Here we go. Whew, that was close. And I'm going to save now I'm in this spot because I think this is where I want to be now. Start past the eel. Is this right back to where I was? Darn it, this is not where I want to be. No idea what I'm talking about. Is it Monday? No, it's not. Ouch. Can I get over the top of him? Is there anything over here? No, there's not. And so I'm like, you know, look, no, I'm not asking for free stuff. I'm just saying, is there any way we can use this? Or any way we can have these features added in? And these people are just insane about this request. Like, how dare you request this? How dare you propose this? I'm like, because they're offering it, man. This is not as big as a deal as you're making it out to be. Okay, nice and easy. Hey, I made it through. I made it through to what? This is horrible. Oh man, I'm dead. Even if I get out of here, I'm not gonna get back to the oxygen in time. Shoot. Might as well look around. And then cheat! Okay, quick load. Quick load. So yeah, they're like, well, why don't you just use a different product? Why, or you know, if you want the more feature set, why don't you pay for it? I'm like, I'm literally asking to pay for it right now. How is this a hard concept? And then one of the things they're like talking about is if they had the features I was talking about, it would just be abused. Like it would inherently lead itself to abuse. That didn't work. Shoot. Let's do a quick load. And they're saying like they have to make it such that you have only 3 licenses and the licenses are temporary. I'm like, okay, look, this is something I get passionate about because they have the same sort of mindset in video games. That in order to protect the license for the video game, you have to have like server-side content. And it's a stupid argument. Just absolutely stupid. Like, take... What? Help me, Echo. Who did I hit? Didn't realize I was talking to anyone. Well, there's some dolphin around here. Okay, let's do a quick save. Obviously, I need these. I just don't know why I need these. What do I use these things on? I was hoping I could use it on the octopus? Nope, not on the octopus. That didn't work. Oh, not quick save, quick load! Does anyone know what I'm supposed to use these spiky things on? Because I got no idea right now, and apparently I'm just losing them. Is there something behind the octopus? The only thing I saw over there was a rock. So, maybe? Okay, let me get some oxygen here. And let's see if I lost the spikies. Yep. Lost the spikies. Darn it. Are the spikies a waste of time? Is this like a red herring? So anyway, I said, look, if you're gonna have content, server protection, so you have a license, you want to protect it. There are some fundamental facts about how it has to work. One of the biggest facts is it has to actually do something. Like, it has to not be able to be easily circumvented. So a 4-hour lease is not going to prevent me from, you know, abusing their software. It'd be nice if it did, but that's not going to do anything. There's that stupid eel again. I think I have to use the spikies on this eel. I'm not even going to bother with this. That's stupid. Okay, let's do a quick look around for anything that might be used by that, because honestly, guys, I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to do with it. If I go up here, it's just a big loop. This loop does absolutely nothing for me. Maybe I can bring the spikes up here. That's no good. So yeah, 4-hour lease is a minor inconvenience. If someone's gonna abuse it, they're gonna abuse it. So that doesn't count. 3 licenses, also not a legitimate way to prevent piracy. Because with 3 licenses, I can still abuse that. Like, that's an easy thing to get around. You just create an additional email address. And man, you would have thought I was like suggesting we... What the heck? We like torture babies or something, the way these people are responding. So it's been frustrating because I just can't stand such inane logic. Okay, let's go up here. Go up here. Up. Up, darn you. Ah, crap. Maybe the octopus has to be used in some way to get the boulder to move. Okay. Bradley, I know clearly nothing about this game either, so your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Oh, shoot, I went too far. I wanted to have the spikies hit the eel right here, but I messed up. I would be used to suspicious arguments because I'm a Krogan. I don't think that's how it works. Could be, though. Okay, here we go. We're close. Nope, nope, come back. Come back now. Oh, gosh, what's going on? Echo is not responding the way I want him to be. I'm going left and right, but not up and down. Weird. Must be because I'm cheating. There he goes. Way to get with the program, Echo. Way to get with the program. So that's how my day's been going. How's everyone else's? Well, obviously, I mean, Daniel's told us how he's going, and I am sorry to hear about that, Daniel. But I hope things, you know, make a turn for the better for your situation here soon. I know you were talking about a potential relief that might be coming. Oh, no! No! I was here! Ah, this game. This is miserable. This is just absolutely miserable. We'll try this again. That was close. Okay, there we go. We got it, like, right where I want it to be. No! Up! Curse you! Poor dolphin! Poor me! I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here, guys. This is so frustrating. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, but I can't because there's an octopus in my way. I was hoping I could zoom past him, but no such luck. So, Daniel, I saw that you, over in Discord, I saw you saying that you just saw Wonder Woman for the first time. I have actually not seen Wonder Woman. You know, I haven't seen too many of the DCEU movies. I really wasn't a fan of the first Superman movie. Yeah, I really seem to like the eel. I don't. I just can't get away from it. Okay, here we go. The next dolphin I need to get to is down there. Somehow I have to get past that rock. Or find an entrance over here. Maybe there's another. A while back ago, I saw one of those spinning seashells, but then I never found it again. Let's go all the way over to the left, because this isn't working. I haven't seen Wonder Woman that's sexist. No, it's just I was so put off by the first Superman movie that I really haven't been interested in seeing the rest of the movies, the rest of the DCEU movies. I think I did watch. Okay, don't go in there. That gets me every time. I did watch. What was the other one? Aquaman? Did I watch some of Aquaman? I may have watched some of Aquaman. And then I decided not to, that I was going to wait until I could watch all the DCU movies, because I feel like the DCU lacked from a cohesive story. And so I wanted to do a series on how I would have fixed the DCU. You know, basically take the Moment You Lost Me format, which I've done a couple times, and modify that into an entire series on how I personally would have fixed the DCU. Starting with Superman, because I think one of the main issues they had with the Superman is they gave him the suit too soon. Wait, that gives me oxygen? Okay, yeah, sit here for a second. And that the suit really didn't have any meaning in the first Superman movie. And also, Pa Kent getting killed at the first, that was too much for me. Not because I had an overall great idea about Pa Kent, just because it was a pointless death. Like, he went to save the dog, and that's how he died. I'm like, that's beyond stupid. That you died saving the dog, and you died because a bunch of people from Kansas were too stupid to not know you never get under a bridge during a tornado. Like, that's like the number one no-no when it comes to dealing with a tornado. You never get under a bridge. And now I'm stuck here, everyone. This is gonna be a long deal. Okay, so I think what I'm seeing here is that I need to get the spikies over here, and then that will let me maybe break the rock. And if that's the case, then I have to get the spikies in the other area past the octopus, and that will be what gets it for me. So we're going to try and get the spikies over here. And yes, Thomas, if there's a tornado coming, I'm sorry, I would let the dog die. My life, human life in general, is inherently more valuable than that of a dog's, which, no offense to anyone who has those fur babies, I know you care for them deeply. I'm not saying you should just kill dogs. I'm just saying, obviously, if it came between saving a dog and saving a human, I think the obvious choice is to save a human. And Pa Kent dying in that way made no sense. Now, if instead they had Pa Kent dying to save a person, that could have been a really powerful moment. And it frankly would have made a lot of sense. And so there would have been Superman going to save the day, or, you know, not Superman at that point. Clark. Okay, hey, look, the spikies did it. There we go, everyone. We gotta get the spikies to the rock. That's what's gonna let us do this. My goodness. So yeah, if Paul had been trying to save a random person, that could have been cool. And then one of the other things I would have changed about Superman is, you know, he has this kind of first fight with Zod, and it goes through Smallville. I think if they had at that moment someone from the bus show up, someone that he had saved as a child, and just looking at him terrified, that would have been a really powerful moment, because then Superman would have seen that he was acting completely out of line during that entire sequence. Alright, 2 dolphins down. Let's do a quick save. So you take that, Superman's out of line, and at this point I wouldn't have him have the suit yet. I think the suit needs to come as part of a greater character moment for him. And this would be the moment. So he would realize that he is not acting in a manner that his dad taught him to live as. And he does some soul searching, goes up into the Arctic, you know, has his moment where he finds his fortress of solitude. And that is when he gets his suit. and he wants to do something something reminiscent of his dad, and so he remembers all those times he dressed up, and he comes up with the suit. Maybe his Kryptonian father, his real father, is the one who does the suit. It doesn't really matter. But the suit is the moment when he decides to change the way that he's acting. He stops being a vagabond and he starts actually living for a purpose. And I think that small little tweak would have been enough to really improve over the movie we got. And Thomas is saying I have to find 49 dolphins. Let's hope you're wrong, Thomas. Okay. So we're gonna save here. And then also, I don't think I would have had Superman snap Zod's neck. Kind of not very Superman-y to do, in my opinion. Alright, here we go. We got the things. And I lost the things, so let's redo that. Okay, get them through. I gotta get myself through. Oh my goodness, every time I get hit by those stupid spikes, it knocks me down. But I get up again, never gonna keep me down. And now there's no way I have enough oxygen to get past the octopus in time. So as soon as I come over here, the spikes are gonna disappear. Okay, yep. And I get back and no spikes. Okay, try this again. No, I would not be fine with Zod killing your family. I would have Superman find a different solution, because that's what Superman does. He finds better solutions. And I get what he was going for with his take on Superman. He wanted a more human Superman. I get what he was going for. I just disagree with the way it came off. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Did he kill a powerless Zod? I thought Zod fell into a pit. Come on. Okay, nice and slow. All right. All right. No! Oh, crap. Thank goodness I can do quick loads. Oh my goodness. I'm not even... Hold on. Myself an aneurysm right there. Okay, that's too far over. I gotta get some oxygen. We'll try to salvage this. Nope, not salvaging this. Did I support with killing Kong? Oh, from the movie the other night? That movie was just weird. I have nothing to say about that Kong movie. I mean, it literally baffled me. Okay, this isn't working. And honestly, kind of not. Both killing Kong and saving Kong, like the motivations made no sense to me on anyone's part. Okay, the stars are too low. Dang it! Too dang low. Why can I go back down? Because there was a updraft current It was knocking me up, so I was stuck going up. Okay. I'm pretty sure I just knocked out the rocks. If I can just not die here. Okay, yes, there we go. So I gotta go right back down. And hopefully... Come on. Oh, come on. Right there. It's right there. Oh, gosh. Stay out of my way, jellyfish. Okay, quick save here. Because I think there's a crab who is ready to kill me like a jerk. Okay. And then, so beyond that in the DCU, I would take. So we fundamentally redo Superman. He needs to be someone we actually care about. And the whole drama with him and Superman, like it didn't really play out for me in Superman v Batman. Okay, so I'm not sure if I would even do that movie, to be perfectly honest. Keep going. Keep going. Any direction. Go. Make the eel let go of you. I keep telling him to charge and he just sits there like, that sounds hard. Okay, let's try this again. Over here was the dolphin. Let's get the dolphin and then actually save this time. Because look, there it gave me full health, so quick save right there. Exactly, John. He's saying that Batman v Superman was too early. It would be like doing Civil War after Iron Man 1. And I think that's one of the fundamental ways that the DCU messed up. They didn't give us time to get to know the characters. They should have had a Flash movie and a oh my goodness me. They should have had a Flash movie. They should have done the Wonder Woman movie. Aquaman was, in my opinion, clearly meant to be prior to the what was their big get-together movie? Justice League. Okay, we're gonna do a quick save right here, even with the crab being all crabby at me. Ah! Is there no way past this stupid eel? What's even over there? Do I want to be over there? A giant cavern. So I really think they should have given us more time to get to know these characters before they went all in on the Avenger movie, on Justice League, whatever. Okay. Now quickly, while he's distracted. Yes! Now, is there anything I actually want over here? No! Take it out. Come on. Oh man, I hope there's some oxygen around here soon. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, so I gotta get away from the stupid eel. I can do that by going up, it appears. Once I get away from him, I can immediately turn around and go down. Quickly, before he comes back. Oh gosh, this game! So yeah, so I would have done that. I would have done Wonder Woman before I did it. And you know, I really like the Green Lantern. The movie itself, not a great movie. But Green Lantern in general, he's one of my favorite characters. So I would have loved to see a Green Lantern movie that is in this new Zack Snyder universe. What? Did he kill? He killed my dolphin friend! I think he killed my dolphin friend, that jerk! How do I get out of this level? I just want to be out of this level now. Okay. Maybe they give me like... Maybe if I actually brought that dolphin to the surface, maybe they'll give me like a super fast speed attack. Maybe that's my next upgrade. Okay. Let's go take the dolphin back and pray I don't have to do this star nonsense again with the octopus. Alright, there we go. What do I get? You saved my family. The deepest seas will echo our thanks, friend singer. Okay. Got anything? Sing this song and it will confuse the hungry ones. Ancient songs of wisdoms are songs of the Big Blue. The Big Blue swims north to die. Swim fast, young singer. Okay, so does that mean... No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about you. I don't care about the dolphins. You guys heard me. I stand by it. These dolphins are the bane of existence. Bradley Briggs saying, I actually like the Green Lantern movie. I don't get why it got so much hate. I think it just... When did it come out? Did it come out before or after Iron Man? I can't remember now. I want to say it came out after Iron Man. And people got an idea for what a comic book movie could be. I think that was the biggest hurdle it had. The fact that it wasn't what we now expected from a comic book movie. Well, I thought it would confuse the hungry ones. But instead, I'm still caught by this stupid eel. There, let's try this again. Okay, let's do a quick save here. Because somehow I'm supposed to get past the eel. They're not confused at all. They're not confused at all. They're so not confused at all. Do I have anything else at my disposal here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go full on cheat here, guys. I gotta look at a hint, because I'm supposed to be able to confuse the hungry ones, and I don't see me confusing them at all. In fact, they seem quite unperturbed by my doings. We're gonna do a quick save right here, just in case I'm somehow supposed to get one of those stupid rocks all the way over here, because that seems like one of the jerk moves they would do to me at this point. This game. Alright. Okay, come on. Come on, you punks. Do a quick save again. I'm coming up on... Maybe I have to move faster than that? Oh, no, the quick save there! Oh my goodness, did I just... Hold on. Go back here. Did I... Okay, good. For a second I thought I quick saved in the grips of, Is this confused? Does it look like he's being confused? He doesn't look confused. Maybe. If that was his confused, he wasn't extremely confused. I'd like a little bit more confusion when I confuse someone, you know? Okay, now let's... No! Oh my goodness, why do I do this to myself, guys? Why? Okay, get him out of the way, then just walk right into him. Don't just sit there. Okay, did y'all see that? I tried to go past him and Echo literally just sat there. I'm not convinced I'm doing this right. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick save. Hopefully that doesn't result in my untimely demise. Okay, now I need to go as quick as I can past all these jerks. Get some air. Be killed by dolphins and crabs and all kinds of jerk creatures. Apparently I didn't save after I got the air. Try that again. Okay. Get past the eel. Do a quick save here. I think I did. I think I needed... I think I'm supposed to somehow get the rock from way down there and get it all the way here, because there is no way. You've got to be kidding me. This game. Maybe the sharks are the hungry ones? Oh, maybe that's it, Thomas. Game? Okay, I'm pretty sure that those two crabs only exist literally to prevent me from being able to get past that point. Okay, if it turns out I'm supposed to somehow get... Let's do a quick save here. If I was somehow supposed to get the rock all the way from by the octopus to here, I'm quitting. I'm absolutely... Isaiah, do you know if I'm supposed to have gotten the rocks over here? Because I don't see how that's supposed to work. Obviously, I feel like this is the exit to the level. I'm cheating, guys. I gotta look. I can't do this. Okay, Ecco the Dolphin. Walk through. What level am I on? I'm on the lagoon, I think. I should know. I've seen it enough. Okay, oh my goodness, there are so many levels left. Oh my gosh. Another rock-breaking shell. Push it to the edge so it breaks rocks. Continue along this linear path. Along the way, you have to swim against current, pushing up. The cavern below you has spikes on tops and bottoms, so it's quite difficult to enter without taking a hit. You'll notice health-restoring shells along the bottom of this area, and there's some air just above you when you reach the end of the path. Take note of these so that you can find them when you need. Just remember to test the shells before eating the food. It's saying, like, all I have to do is go forward. Okay, so yes. Who was saying it was Thomas? Thomas, yes, you're right. The sharks are the hungry ones. So it's saying whenever you return it, you get a reward for saving them. You now have the ability to confuse sharks with your sonar, making them less of a threat. On top of this, you can now absorb the souls of defeated enemies by holding B, I guess, whenever I defeat them. This will stop them from respawning off screen. Oh. Okay. Let's give this a shot. All I have to do is get good. Thank you. Thank you. That's clearly all I have to do. So I beat this guy and then I absorb him. Hold on. One of the problems is I don't know which button is B on my game. Okay, so apparently it says right here there's supposed to be some health-giving shells, but I do not see that. Okay, so let's kill some punks. Okay. I don't see me as... There's that pufferfish again. Just keep swimming, says John. Just keep swimming. Okay. Where is... There he is. See, I don't feel like I've absorbed him. Is it punking me? I feel like it's punking me. Because I definitely did not... Let's see. How do I don't want to exit. I just want to go back to... I can rewind? Oh, that's gonna come in handy later. This is the first Dark Soul game. I'm wondering right now. I'm very much wondering. And see, look, like the next hit I take, you are dead. I was literally trying to attack when I died. Okay, how do I... So I don't want to exit out of the game. I just want to... I just want to look at my controls. Oh gosh, that Lion King game, Bradley. Okay, there you go. I did it. Did you see him? I absorbed his soul. I'm not sure which button I was pushing at the time, but he is 100% gone now. Okay, what button was I pushing? I only have one life left, so that's a horrible time to try and figure it out. Okay, let's try this again. Because that was exactly what I needed. So there's that stupid pufferfish. Darn it, he got me. He got me! Quick, 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 go past them, go past them! Ow! Okay. Quick save. Because I need health, something fierce. There we go. Now I'm back in the game. Kill that punk. Not me. Said not me. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, absorb the soul. There we go. There we go. Okay, quick save. All right. Isaiah saying he thinks Aladdin is a better game than Lion King. Yeah, I enjoyed Aladdin a lot. Leave me alone. I don't feel like in real life crabs are nearly this aggressive against dolphins. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But, you know, call it a gut feeling. But we are definitely getting some health here. It's not giving me any more health. Crap. Is there a maximum amount of health it gives? There is. Well, that sucks for me. Uh, Melphis is saying he eats souls, so Krogan dolphins are like a cross between a dolphin and a Dementor. Apparently. Okay, so I don't want to go into that crab infestation. Oh no, there's another one of those stupid stars. I really want to find some health here. But I'm not seeing any crap. Well, I'll get some more health at least. Then go kill a crab. Let's see. Can I do it long distance? Because I really don't like... There we go. But if I do it long distance, they come back. Ah! So I gotta figure out the combo. Kill him. Whatever. Okay, I got one of them. Oh my goodness! Maybe I should play tic-tac-toe? I feel like that's an insult. Okay, quick load. I have a lot of health right here. So this is where I need to be doing my stuff. Okay, absorb that crab. Quick save here, because I have a decent amount of health. Now I need to figure out how to quickly kill the crab and absorb his soul. Because I'm not doing great at the combo, guys. The rules might be too complicated of tic-tac-toe. That's harsh, John. That's crazy harsh, man. To be fair, I'm still not sure what button I'm pushing to actually absorb their souls. Like, I thought I knew, but clearly I don't, and these guys are not being the great... Like, I wanted to kind of figure it out right here and practice some, but it's not really working the way I'd hoped. Like, okay, that time it worked, but I swear I did nothing different compared to the past 5 times I've run into that guy. Okay, I think I did it there. Let's do a quick save. I definitely did it there. So I kind of feel like this is not a great method for me. It seems like I'm having to take a hit to keep them from hitting me in the future. And I see that as a diminishing return scenario for myself. Bradley, we tease because we love. Well, thank you. Okay, let's get this thing through here. But not too far, not too fast. Quick save. Ah! Alright, hopefully there's an air pocket right here, because I am dead. Yeah, looks like maybe right here? Son of a bird, right? Yeah, you like that, crab punk? I was ready for you this time. Looks like there might be some fish I can eat up ahead, alright. If I can catch any before I die from oxygen loss. I hate this game. I hate this game so much. I can't believe I'm on like the fourth level of this game. Out of like 20 or something? That's just insane. Okay, quick save here. Let's try and move as quick as we can. Ah! Did I do it? Yay! I did it! Bridgewater. Two cold water ponds connected by a maze of shells and stone. To pass Ridge water, one must have great knowledge of the sea. Alright. Save that. John saying, remember, at the beginning of the stream I thought I might beat the game. But instead, it turns out that all I was going to do was beat a single level of the game. So let's take a look here. Oh my goodness. This game. So I just did Lagoon. I'm on Ridge Water, Open Ocean, Ice Zone, Hard Water, Cold Water, Island Zone, Deep Water, Marble Sea, Library, Deep City, City of Forever. That one should be good. Jurassic Beach, Petrodon Pond, Origin Beach, Trilobite Circle, Dark Water, or Deep Water 2, City of Forever 2, Home Bay, The Tube, Welcome to the Machine, The Last Fight. 22 more levels. I'm on level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on level 6. This game is kicking my butt. Oh my goodness, guys. But yes, I will slowly but surely beat this game somehow. Some way. That's intense. That is absolutely intense. I hope that you have enjoyed this birthday stream. Now, before I sign off here, because I was just going to do a short 1 hour stream because it is late, Daniel's Hot Topic had asked, which is canon, the Justice League or the Snyder Cut? And I think technically they could both be canon. One of the things I've been kind of hearing theorized is that, first of all, the Snyder Cut, it seems like it was supposed to be going toward this dark future timeline where the Batman teamed up with Joker and things were not going well. Superman had become an overlord and a tyrant, which I think it would have been good for them to do that with Darkseid. Again, they really jumped the gun on a lot of their doings. But from what I've heard, they are ending Snyder's universe for all of DCU. I don't know if it's just that Snyder has no interest in going forward with it. I'm not sure if they decided that the DCU isn't DCU. I see. I keep doing it. Yeah, no, that's right this time. The DCU. I'm not sure if they decided it's just not profitable or what. But for whatever reason, they are getting rid of the dark future timeline, and they are putting it into Snyder's vision for the DCU. Which I think, like I said, I wasn't a fan of Man of Steel. I think the order was wrong, but I do think that Snyder has an interesting idea for where he was going with this universe. And with the upcoming, at least theoretical upcoming movie Flashpoint, they have the perfect opportunity to make both Justice League, if you want to call it that, and the Snyder Cut both be canon. So if you have in the original timeline, which we'll call the Justice League timeline, where no one is really, they're not a good cohesive team. They're not really working together. And as a result, that bad cohesion, that bad teamwork ends up with Lois Lane being in peril. And in a future movie, you could even say she dies. And that's what turns Superman, where Batman should have been on point to save her, but he messed up. Now you have an actual motivation for the Batman v Superman, which that would have been a much better reason for Superman just to hate Batman because he didn't protect Lois when he should have been. And you get this dark future where the team isn't cohesive. And that would also help out with Batman v Superman, where you have Flash coming back and you had that exchange he had. Is this the right time? Have I gone back too far? I've never done this before, yada, yada, yada. You set up the fact that Flash, inexperienced, messes up where he's landing, and he's part of the dark future. Whereas the events in the Snyder Cut would have been they had the dark future, and that's where Flash is coming back, and he is more experienced, and they have a more cohesive team. So you have the Justice League, where everyone's kind of jovial, and it leads to the Dark Universe, and then you have the Snyder Cut, where everyone's more serious. They actually prevent Darkseid from doing what he wants. And again, I haven't seen the movie. I stopped at partway through Aquaman, and they both could be canon. And not honestly Aquaman. So I was watching it. I was really surprised by, like, DCU doesn't care about its special effects. It seems like you have their bodies and they're just kind of floating on top of the CGI bodies. You have their heads kind of floating on top of the CGI bodies, and they just didn't put in the effort to make it look good. Every time they had a scene underwater, I was really taken completely out of the movie by the fact that it was just such bad special effects. And then, of course, you had the Superman with the lip mustache, and you had a couple of fans go through and quickly fix it. And it's like, how on earth could a couple of fans running with a crappy laptop make a better mustache removal than people who were paid thousands of dollars to do it? Like, that's just pathetic. And I see you guys teasing me over in the chat. They need more doppelgangers. Yes, John DeMarco, and I will stand by that. There's too many. That's too much of a trope for Marvel. I will absolutely stand by that, and I will accept everyone's disagreements. I will accept the good-natured ribbing we have on this, but it's still my stance. I think that too often, and you know what? I'll even revise that, because one of the things I do try and do here is, as I talk about this kind of off the cuff with y'all, take the feedback and mature my own ideas. So let's try maturing my idea of doppelgangers. I think a trope that Marvel does too much with the first movie is the I'm fighting the opposite of myself, which again they did with Iron Man, they did with Hulk, they did with Ant-Man. But I'll give them props. I don't think they did it with Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange's true evil inverse would have been Mordo. So, they don't do it all the time. And to the point that guys have been making when we had this stream on the virtual pub, just because you have the same skill set, like wizards fight wizards, duh. Just because you have the same skill set doesn't mean you're fighting the inverse of yourself, the doppelganger, as I was, fair enough, inaccurately calling it. So I do think that even if I use a different word than doppelganger, the idea that this is the evil version of themselves. So Obadiah Stane being the evil version of Stark, Mordo being the evil version of Doctor Strange, yada 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 yada. I do think they go too quickly to that in the Marvel universe. The first standalone movie tends to be, I'm fighting the evil version of myself, like Steve Rogers and Red Skull. And then once you get past the first movie, they open it up. I'd love to see them stall on that first confrontation with it being the evil version of yourself until a later movie. And I think that we're going to get that with Doctor Strange, at least. Thomas, Morbo will kill you all. Not that Morbo. Mordo. Isn't it Mordo? Am I saying his name wrong? Probably. We all know here that I am infamous for mispronouncing people's names on my streams. Lucas, Deanna, no, Belana Troy. I called her Belana Troy instead of Belana Taurus. I am infamous about my mispronunciation of names. And yeah, Bradley, Green Lantern versus Yellow Lantern is another one. So I think that those types of movies have a really powerful ability to, you come in and you can have these great messagings with the movie. You can have this great, good versus evil dynamic. And I think they just blow it too early on in the series is kind of what my point revolves around. And John's saying he'll stand by my disdain of my stance. Well, John, hopefully as we talk this out a little bit, we'll be able to refine my stance enough such that you can go, okay, I see what you're saying, and I can agree with that aspect, but your original way you presented it, you're off your rockers. And I will begrudgingly grant you that. And Melf is saying that the evil version of Batman is Earth 3 Owlman. Earth 3, is that a Rick and Morty reference, perhaps? Because there was a Gene Roddenberry TV show, I think it was Gene Roddenberry, called Earth 2. And Earth 2 was an interesting idea. They went to a planet that was Earth-like, except things were slightly deadly for us. And then there were some humanoids there who healed this boy who was in a wheelchair. It was an interesting premise for a show. Had one season. Not to be confused with Earth Final Conflict, which was another Gene Roddenberry show, which I think was phenomenal until they ruined it with the last season with the atavists. So you had like these typical gray type creature or alien creatures, the big hole heads, the bulbous eyes, and they came in and they promised good things for humanity. But it turns out that actually they were just kind of looking to take advantage of us. And we find out as the series progresses that they are dying out. They've lost the ability to reproduce. And that made for an interesting idea because then you had the main character, and the first main character was my favorite because he had a symbiote on his arm that could like shoot lightning bolts or energy blasts or something. It was super cool. It gave him the ability to have photographic memory, gave him cool powers, but anyone who got the symbiote like had their will completely enslaved to the alien creatures. And so one of the main bad guys, his name was Saval. I think it was something with an S, something like that. He was this Asian guy, and he was totally cool, except he was completely subservient to the alien races for most of the TV show until they kind of just lost that plot point. I think it was one of those shows that suffered from a writer's strike in the 90s, I want to say, in which a lot of writers were lost, and then the new writers who came in didn't know what to do with the characters. Sandoval, thank you, John DeMarco, on point as usual. Yes, Agent Sandoval, wonderful character, one of those heel type characters that you just love to hate. John saying, I agreed with you on Man of Steel. That's as much agreeing with Matthew as I can take at one time. Fair enough, John. And don't count on finding a middle ground. Well, maybe not. But so Earth Final Conflict, great show. It's just the last season. You had the alien race that was on our side, and then they introduced this other race who was kind of hunting humanity. And they realized that the main race we'd known the whole time and the other race were two parts of the same race. And only by coming together could they save their species and be able to propagate again. And so they did that, but then it turned out that just made evil aliens, and it was stupid, and Sandoval became like this Sentinel, totally taken over by a symbiote. It was weird. It was really weird. And after the first season, they killed the main character off, and you had his quasi-clone show up. Things happened. But there was that, Earth Final Conflict, and then you had shows like Sliders, and I would even say the other show that Gene Roddenberry did, Andromeda. I said all three of those suffered from losing the writers who had a game plan for their characters and replacing them with writers who liked the premise of the show, maybe some good sci-fi writers in general, but didn't know what to do with the characters. And so we got these radically different characters, made no sense, like the character in Andromeda, who was the Nietzschean, who went from being someone who was slowly beginning to respect the Captain Dylan Hunt. Yes, Captain Hunt. And he had a son that he really cared about. And then in the the final season they just threw that away. And they had him steal his son's DNA and inject it into himself so that he could be the savior of his people. Totally backstabbed Dylan Hunt just to be drama. And it was dumb. Didn't really appreciate it. And there were a lot of shows that suffered from this mid-90s writer's strike, as I recall. And then you had a second writer's strike in, I think, the early aughts, and shows like Heroes really suffered from that one. If you recall, Heroes season 3, I believe it was, the first season of Heroes, you had this eclipse happen and everyone gets their powers. And then the third season, they're like, and now an eclipse takes the powers away, and they're all on this farm, their powers are gone, and then they just come back because they're like, oh crap, we ran ourselves into a corner, we don't know what to do, so we're just going to pretend like we never did anything. And it was just so stupid. And then they made Claire, like, she had this infinite healing ability. And they decided that that was such a cool thing. The entire series was set up with one line: save the cheerleaders, save the world. And that was the entire first season of them saving the world by saving the cheerleader. And they did such a great job with it. And then they decided that it turned out that she was actually the source of all the superpowers. That, finally, the main bad guy, I forget his name, Skylar. The main bad guy actually catches her in like season 3 or 4. He catches her, he steals her ability so that he's immortal now, basically, except not, because the show didn't know what to do with his character. But he catches her and he's like, I couldn't kill you because you're the most important person out there because you have the power. And then somehow they ended up taking the power from her and giving it to someone else. It was so dumb. Like, everything they did just made it worse and worse because they didn't know how to fix these characters. They didn't know how to do stuff with their characters. And to the point in the last season, they're like, crap, everyone doesn't care about our show anymore because we're crappy writers. So let's just make Claire gay. And that was their Hail Mary last ditch effort. Anytime you take a character who is like been about guys the whole time, and then you're like, okay, now she's a lesbian now, everyone. Representation. Look, she's kissing a girl. Don't you like this? Like, that's when you know the show is in. That's the last nail in the coffin because that's their last ditch effort. They clearly have no idea what to do, and sure enough, the show died because that's not enough to keep people interested in the show. But the first season, watch the first season of Heroes. Fantastic show. Well done. Second season of Heroes, a little less good, but it was still decent. It was still a quality show. And Bradley is asking, have I seen the new Fast and Furious 9 movie trailer? The de-aging and face swapping is creepy and really noticeable. Bradley, I have seen 0 of the Fast and Furious movies or Tokyo Drift. The race car, street gang movies, you know what? It's not my cup of tea. I am so glad that they've made a franchise out of this because there's a lot of people who like it, but it's just not for me. In fact, I really enjoyed Mission Impossible, but I don't think I saw anything beyond the second one. I may have seen the third one, but honestly, only the first Mission Impossible movie is the one that I really watched and I really enjoyed because they did such a good job of setting up the twists that I can watch today and still be like, what are they saying? And to be fair on that one, maybe that's not saying they did a good job with the twist. Maybe they did a bad job with the writing, and I'm just giving them too much credit because of nostalgia. But I think they did a good job with the setup in Mission Impossible 1. It was hard to hit that bar again because they did such a good job. And then John saying, welcome to the Matthew rants about obscure sci-fi shows that almost nobody has seen. Oh, I hope not. Oh, they're worth seeing, everyone. Not Earth 2. Earth 2 was pretty low bar. Not gonna lie. Sliders, go watch Sliders. They did screw things up in the final season. They laid off the original writers, and it suffered. It clearly suffered because of that. But Sliders, phenomenal. In fact, someday, maybe we can do a Sliders live watch party stuff like we do with SeaQuest right now. What was the other one I talked about? Earth Final Conflict? Earth Final Conflict is very much worth watching. I think people have watched Andromeda. Andromeda was the more popular of the 3 Gene Roddenberry shows I talked about. Obviously, Star Trek takes the cake. Star Trek wins for Gene Roddenberry shows that were well known. After that, I would say it was probably Andromeda, then Earth Final Conflict, and then Earth 2. Because Earth 2 was crap. There's a reason it only had 1 season. But Sliders wasn't Gene Roddenberry, but it was still fantastic. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Matthew Kernsnick, a.k.a. Admiral Saval. Hope you are doing well tonight. And Life with Matt, our Trek reviewer is saying that Earth 2 was not a Gene Roddenberry show. Well, I stand corrected. I thought for sure that was one of his workings. But not. Maybe it would have been better, but, kind of unpopular opinion, perhaps. I'm going to say it anyway. Wait, hold on. I skipped Thomas's comments. I can't do that. This is literally a stream I'm doing for his birthday. I cannot be missing his comments. He was asking, have I seen Falling Skies? I have not, Thomas. Is it a movie or a TV show? John is saying that he doesn't remember the last time he's met someone who's seen Earth Final Conflict. That is a crying shame because it is a solid sci-fi show. And I'll say this too before I get to what I was going to say about crap. It's gone. I am the worst about this, guys. Hopefully it will come back to me. Whatever I was about to talk about. But there was a show called The Sentinel, in which there was a police officer who had 5 super senses. So he had super sight, he had super smell, super taste, super hearing. And phenomenal show, had a couple of seasons, but kind of obscure. Not too many people really seem to have known about it. But it was worth the watch. And I would put Earth Final Conflict up there with that. Oh, that was what I was going to talk about Gene Roddenberry. And Matthew, my two Gene Roddenberry shows I was talking about, I thought it was 3, but I was mistaken. Earth 2 is not Gene Roddenberry. Thank you for that, Trek reviewer. The 2 shows are Earth Final Conflict and Andromeda. Those were the 2 Gene Roddenberry shows. So, unpopular perhaps opinion about Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry was a great idea man. He came up with these wonderful ideas for shows. You had Star Trek, you had Earth Final Conflict, you had Andromeda. All of them were really great. And while Andromeda was a set in the future, you had a ship in space show, it definitely wasn't a Star Trek spinoff. Yes, they were trying to make a Federation. And they started with the Federation. But even with that, I think that's more of a common sci-fi show trope for space travel. You either have kind of the Firefly situation where everyone's kind of running and gunning, or you have a more structured environment, which leads itself to a Federation of Planets stuff. So while Gene had really good ideas, I don't think he was a good writer. The episodes that he had the most control over are some of my least liked shows in Star Trek, especially in TNG. Anytime Gene had really strong control of the episode, I feel like it was just a really bad show. It was not as bad as Threshold. The guy who wrote the Emmy Award winning Threshold, the guy who wrote that, off his rocker. But so we got that. That is the absolute low end. I say that, but I still dislike Farpoint even worse. But I'll grant Gene some slack on that. Not every episode can be good. And he was doing his best to set up these characters. It just wasn't executed the best. Excuse me. And honestly, I think maybe my biggest issue with Encounter at Farpoint was Deanna Troy's character, perhaps. And I can't blame Roddenberry entirely for that. I just can't. That's not fair of me. So I will still say that Threshold's writer worse than Gene Roddenberry. So whenever Gene had control in an episode, they were boring episodes. They just weren't. They didn't engage you. They didn't make you think philosophically. They weren't action packed. Like he tried to do action, and what was it? It was the ship separating from the saucer section, and will do it manually, which means he's going to tell Geordi to hit a couple buttons on the console. Well done, Riker. Like that's the stuff he came up with. So George, not a good writer, not good when he was in direct control, but he was fantastic at coming up with these broad ideas for shows. And my goodness, the man was great at making a set of rules that his universe wanted to obey. So there is a thing called the Writer's Bible for TNG. I don't think he had it for TOS, but for TNG, if you ever get a chance, there's a PDF of it online, and it talked about how the star dates were calculated. It talked about how the characters were supposed to act, and Gene went into such detail on the large framework that made up TNG going through all 7 seasons. And I have got to give props to the man. The fact that he made the Writer's Bible for TNG is why TNG is so good. So Gene was great at coming up with these ideas, but he wasn't great at taking those ideas and then turning it into episode ideas. And John is saying, "Oh no, I'm agreeing with Matthew again. Hopefully that happens more often." I forget what I was saying when you agreed with me, but I'm glad I said it. The Trek reviewer wants to know if I've seen a show called The Lieutenant. It was created by Gene Roddenberry and it starred Gary Lockwood. I have not, but I should check it out because I would like to see more of Gene's stuff. I want to see if my hypothesis that I've just laid out over the past couple of minutes is an accurate one, or if he just kind of had a couple good ideas. Maybe he just had a couple flash in the pans that turn into these really great things. What did I think of Farscape? One of my favorite sci-fi series. I love Farscape. It had a rough first season. I say it had a rough first season, but stick with me on a thought exercise. I'm going to pull up Farscape right now in my media server. So I'm going to look at Farscape 1. The premiere I thought was a decent episode. IET, he's on a planet with there's a love interest, not his greatest. Exodus from Genesis, it was all right. Throne for a Loss, I didn't mind it. Back and Back and Back Again, that was a time looping episode. Fantastic. Thank goodness it's Friday. Maybe it could have happened later. PK Tech Girl, I thought that was okay. The Old Black Magic, I thought that was fine. DNA Mad Scientist, okay, that one wasn't great. They got a secret. I can't remember it, so it wasn't that memorable. Till the Blood Runs Clear, middle ground. Rhapsody in Blue, great premise, kind of dragged in a few places. The Flax, I enjoyed it. Jeremiah Crichton, I like that one. The reason I like Jeremiah Crichton one so much is because he has a fight with people. He's so tired of these people he's been thrown in with. He's thrown his lots with them. They're at odds with each other all the time, and he's just had enough. So he leaves in a huff in his little space capsule, and the exhaust from it forces Moya to starburst. And so he's left all by himself. He manages to get to a planet, and he's set up life there. And he's doing his best to have a doctrine of non-interference with the natives there. Not working too great, but he's trying. And so I really love the fact that they showed the fact that, the crew, they're not besties just because they're thrown together. They fight and they argue and they're at odds with each other. And then you have this great moment where Dargo shows up and he's not willing to give up. He is working so hard to find John. And John is all in a huff about seeing them, like, how dare you abandon me? And Dargo's like, you idiot. It was your own ship that made it happen. And he's like, oh. So, like, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Durka Returns happened too quick. Jumping through it, first season, I will give it a 7. So I think people judged it too harshly. I know a lot of people say the first season of Farscape was crap. I think it was a 7 out of 10. There were a lot of good episodes in it, and a lot of middling episodes and a handful of not great ones. And I think maybe also people were held up by the fact that there were a lot of Muppet characters, a lot of animatronics, a lot of latex characters. I get it. It definitely can put a few people off. But even with that, I think if you can stick with it, Farscape was a fantastic series. They actually made after they finished the 4 seasons, or season 4, the Peacekeeper Wars. So I have season 4 as part of, or the Peacekeeper Wars as part of season 4. I think they're like 4.5. So Farscape had 4 seasons, then it had a Peacekeeper Wars mini series to wrap things up. Beyond that, they actually had a run of comic books, and those were pretty decent comics as well. And honestly, I think you give Farscape a chance, you're going to enjoy it. And yes, Bradley, the Farscape character Ben Browder going to Stargate along with Claudia Black, fantastic. Really enjoyed it. What did I think of the Max Headroom series? I haven't seen it. And Brandon Braga is saying, John is saying that's who did Threshold. John, what else did he do? Was that just, did he just have a bad episode? Is that all it was? Or did he, let's look at his IMDb. Maybe there's a lot of bad stuff he did in Star Trek. So let's see. He was the writer for Generations and First Contact. We are not off to a good start. But he also did the Orville, so except he was producer. I'm gonna look just at the stuff that he was a writer for. And let's see. For Generation, he was All Good Things. And that was the finale, was it not? Yes. So it wasn't my favorite episode, to be honest. I think it ended weakly, but it was all right. Emergence, that was the one about New Verderon City. It was a 6 out of 10. Genesis, that's the one where people had random throwbacks. That was a horrible episode. That's one where Riker became Cro-Magnon Man. Troy turned into a fish lady in the fish tank. I guess that's his thing. He likes to make people regress. Didn't enjoy it. I Have the Beholder. A young lieutenant aboard Enterprise commits suicide and his shipmates deal with the loss. Deanna deals with feelings surrounding Worf. Okay, that was the one where there was a psychic impression in this one area of the ship by this energy field. And when anyone who was too psychic came close to it, they started to have these mental remembrances of these two people who they were caught making out by a third guy, and they laughed at him, and so he killed them brutally. And he ended up being assigned to the Enterprise later on, and they catch him, or Deanna Troi catches him. It was a decent episode. Sub Rosa, horrible. 61 episodes. I'm not going to go through all of it. He did not do Unification 1 and 2. Darmok, fantastic. Gotta give him that one. The Perfect Mate, ooh, interesting one. That's the one where I think that was the one where there's a lady who was in a stasis, and the Ferengi brought her out of stasis too soon, and she was supposed to be the perfect mate. Yeah. It was like this round yellow bubble, and they brought her out of stasis, and she's supposed to be the perfect mate. She psychically bonds to whoever she's exposed to, and the guy who's supposed to be in charge of her gets hurt by the Ferengi, so Picard has to take over. And at the end of the episode, it is strongly implied that Picard slept with her, that he did not resist her charm. And I thought that was a fun one. The way they left it open ended. Fistful of Data's fantastic. I enjoyed that one. That was the one where on the holodeck, like everyone became Data, or all the NPCs became Data. I enjoyed that one. Rascals, they become the kids, not great. Chain of Command 1 and 2, okay, great. Chip in the Bottle, great. You know what? Brandon Braga, he had a bad episode in Threshold. I will grant him that. And I've been going on for a while. Let's see what people are saying. Brandon Braga was the showrunner for Enterprise and a lot of other Star Trek stuff. Tom is saying First Contact is the third best Trek movie. Are we talking about TNG Trek? The Barclay Man, Spider Whisker, yeah. And Matthew or Admiral Saval is saying he loved Enterprise when it started hitting stride. You know, I did too. My main complaint with Enterprise is that was it? I think it was season 3. Season 3, they went into the Expanse. And Thomas is saying that's not what really happened in the episode. What's not really happened, Thomas? Which episode? I was doing a super high overview of stuff, so I may have gleaned over some finer points. Wait, what was the last straw, Thomas? Breezing over First Contact. So What was I talking about? Enterprise. Okay, Enterprise. In the season where they went into the Expanse, it became a little too actiony for my taste. I don't like Professor Brainy Specs. One of his main complaints with Lower Decks is he doesn't think Star Trek should be a purely comedy show. And I respect that opinion. I think they pulled it off well in Lower Decks, but I understand where he's coming from. And I respect his opinion for that. For me, Star Trek is not supposed to be a high octane adventure show. And when they went that direction for the season where they went into the Expanse, it lost a lot of its charm for me. And also the fact that they created the race that was the 5 races who all evolved on the same planet, instead of using the Suliban, who were already there to be bad guys and were already there getting instructions from the future, it made no sense to me. Like, I feel like they really messed up. If they had had the Suliban creating this area, and it turned out the future guy that they were getting instructions from was creating the area specifically to make it hospitable for them, that would have worked. That would have worked so well. But instead, they brought in this new race. They brought in these the Makos. It didn't work for me. But I actually really, really enjoyed the first 2 seasons on my recent rewatch of it. And Thomas is saying they never found the body in the wall. True, Thomas. They didn't. They just had he killed the guy, and then like his death left the psychic impression in that bulkhead area. You are correct. And John is saying, good job, I drove Thomas away. I didn't mean to, John, I'm sorry. And Trek Reviewer is saying that Geordi was not on the bridge at the time of the reconnection of the Enterprise encounter at Farpoint. It was Data and an unnamed character who later became O'Brien. Roddenberry was also wrote some of the episodes of the classic police show Highway Patrol, starring Broderick Crawford. Okay, so Geordi wasn't the one who clicked the buttons; it was Data. Fair enough. And Daniel is saying, which is canon, the Justice League or the Snyder Cut? I watched both of them. I answered that question a few minutes ago, Daniel. I'm sorry you missed it. So I was saying it's entirely possible they could set it up for both of them to be canon, depending on what they do with Flashpoint. They could be 2 alternate versions of the same basic events. And John, I do believe you're right. Future Guy is Joseph Petrick. And Matthew Kernsnick, aka Admiral Saval, is wondering, what are my favorite Trek movies? Ooh, that is a great question. So let's talk just TNG first. So for TNG, you had Generations, you had Nemesis, and you had First Contact. I think I'm forgetting one. Insurrection. Those were the 4 TNG movies. Of those 4, First Contact holds the most nostalgia for me because it's the one I had growing up. Like, I went out and I bought the VHS of First Contact because that was one of the first real Trek movies I was allowed to own. Because it just hit right at that perfect time in my early teen years. Generation was all right. It was kind of slow for me. Generation. Nemesis and Insurrection. I think I liked Insurrection better of those 2. Nemesis, I think it had a fun idea. The idea of Picard, like, what if you literally had a doppelganger? What if you literally, John DeMarco, had a doppelganger? And he, what would that be like? And the morality question of, if I had grown up in the experiences he experienced, wouldn't that be what I turned out to be? Now, personally, I think the answer would be no. I think that each person, obviously I'm going to attribute it to divine influence, that our soul is unique, and even if there's a clone or doppelganger myself, it's not me. It is a unique individual, and they are going to respond in unique ways. A person who isn't religious might say that there's enough chaos in life, and an identical person can be exposed to the same events, and because of the nature of chaos, they might respond in two entirely different ways. But I still think it was an interesting idea, and I liked seeing Picard wrestle with that concept. But I'll also say that I think they did a much more interesting version of that concept already in TNG. The Will versus what was Will's middle name that he went by? He was on the planet. Transporter accident happened way many years ago, and you had a version of himself transport up and a version of himself reflect back down. Thomas should have been obvious. Thomas Riker. So I think that was a much more interesting one, because that one you actually could make the argument that they are the same person, and where one went one way, one would have gone the other way. Like, that is a much more interesting concept to me, because it's not just a clone, it's literally you. This is you just on the surface. So I think that was fantastic. I still like Nemesis. But I do think I'd give Insurrection just a tiniest bit more of a tweak. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more. You know what? I think it was Worf having to sing a show tune. That's what did it. Yep. I'm gonna say that was it. Daniel's saying they say Thomas Riker is an evil doppelganger. Kinda. And yes, Picard with his doppelganger, a refreshingly original concept. It was for TNG, or was it? Because you had the episode where Kirk was split into two. You had episodes of Voyager in season 3, and I'm not sure if Insurrection came out before or after, or Nemesis, excuse me. I'm not sure if Nemesis came out before or after season 3 of Voyager. But in Voyager season 3, you had the Doctor mess with his subroutines, and he created an evil version of himself. It was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation. So maybe it wasn't that original. It came off original to me. Maybe just because I didn't realize how often Trek has done it. Thomas saying they had no proof that no one was murdered. There was no DNA evidence. Melphis is saying they did find, or didn't they find, some organic residue in the wall? I'm not sure they found organic residue, but I do remember that Deanna Troi had a psychic response to it, and there's a psychic impression in that bulkhead for whatever reason. And Thomas is saying, John DeMarco, you should make a video of Future Guy and put Yosef voice in it. That would be awesome. Daniel wants to know, why would they make the Snyder Cut if they're going to erase and discard it? But I'm hearing the Snyder Cut is not canon. DC is saying, you're right, Daniel. DC is saying the Snyder Cut is not canon because they want to go in a different direction. They don't want to go in the dark timeline direction, which I think is a mistake. I don't think people didn't like the Justice League version quite as much. I think maybe they're giving Whedon a little too much flack. I think they're giving him too much trouble. That's not fair to Josh Whedon. But I do think people liked the premise that Snyder had. And I think DC is making a mistake by not continuing with that premise. But we'll see what they happen. Money talks, and the Snyder Cut has made a butt ton of money. So we'll see if DC doesn't change their minds about that. And hi, Professor Bernie Specs. Glad that you are here. Matthew Kernsnick is asking 1 through 6, what was my favorite original TOS? Ooh, that's harder. I think Undiscovered Country was probably my favorite. Now, growing up, I had Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, so I really, really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, fan-freaking-tastic. Loved it. Search for Spock, it's going to be in the bottom half. Not my least favorite of all of them, but definitely my bottom half of the original. Absolute worst one, probably the first Star Trek movie. It wasn't well paced at all. it was horribly paced. From a pure production standpoint, cannot stand it. However, that said, Star Trek V with Spock's half brother, that was just a bad story. At least Star Trek 1 had a great story. Bad pacing, good story. Star Trek V was just a bad story. I didn't enjoy it. So those would be my contenders for least favorite. Absolute middle, probably gonna be Space Whales. Then next up would have been, so I guess that would have been my second favorite, would have been Wrath of, no. Hold on. I'm running out of numbers here. 5 and 1 would have been tied for my least favorite. So we'll say absolute least favorite was 5, and then 1, and then Search for Spock, then Space Whales, Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country. There you go. Undiscovered Country was probably my favorite. Though depending on the day, it might flip back to Wrath of Khan. They're real close. They're real close. Professor Brainspick saying, "Call me mad, call me crazy. I liked all 4 of the TNG movies." Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I actually disliked any of them. Just talking about the order that my favorites would go in. In fact, I guess in order of my favorites, probably Generations would be at my bottom. Then First Contact, and then a tie for Insurrection and Nemesis. And First Contact wasn't bad. It just wasn't my top. And John's saying he thinks First Contact was his best. Awesome. Melphis saying the Inner Light was a good episode. Did I talk about Inner Light? Forget about Inner Light. Which one was Inner Light? Give me a second. I can remember this. Oh yeah, Picard. The probe that attaches that beams the information in Picard's brain, and he wakes himself in a small village, ends up with a little flute recorder. That was a good episode. I really did like that one. Yes. Bradley saying Voyager had the entire ship and crew duplicated. They did. In fact, if Anti-Tracker gets around to doing Voyager, so if y'all guys don't know, Michael Crawford, aka the Anti-Tracker, he is doing a real fun series right now where he pokes fun at the ongoing tropes that occur in TOS and TNG. And when he gets to Voyager, if he gets to Voyager, there's 2 he really needs to include. The first one is the he's not Jim trope. So many times you have a character not die in Voyager, but they pretend like they die. And it's like, oh no, Tuvok got thrown over the edge of a space tether, this mining vehicle going up into space. And like, oh no, he died. And then, no, he's fine. Oh no, you saw Harry Kim die. No, he's fine. And the other one is, it's a long story. So often someone will ask them a question and they'll go, well, it's a long story, instead of giving them an answer. It's ridiculous. When like they could have taken 5 seconds and just given a very short recap, or they could have just skipped the question entirely. But for some reason, they had the character ask a question and then the main crew responds with it's a long story. So in one of the Voyager episodes for They're Not Dead Jim, they had they went into a nebula trying to avoid some Vidians, and the ship split into 2, except they were like dimensionally tethered to one another. And you had the ship that was doing fine, and they were trying to break free of this little rift they had caused. And the action they took was actually causing damage to the other ship. And so they decide the only thing to do is to blow up the damaged ship so the good ship can get away. The good ship Lollipop. But that's when the Vidians attack. And they kill all of the Voyager crew that was doing fine, except for Harry Kim and Naomi Wildman, because on the on the ship that's damaged, the Voyager ship that's half dead, which by the next episode they're fine, obviously. But the severely damaged Voyager ship, Harry Kim got blasted off an airlock by accident, and when the mom Wildman gave birth, Naomi died. The stuff that the other Voyager was doing broke down the medical bay, and as a result, Naomi Wildman dies. So Harry Kim carries Naomi Wildman across the rift, and so everyone dies. Literally everyone dies. It's just Harry Kim jumps dimensions onto the other Voyager ship so that he's still alive. And Thomas is saying, my phone battery is dying. I have to go. Thanks for the stream. Well, Thomas, thank you so much. It's 3 minutes, at least my time is 3 minutes past yesterday, but happy birthday anyway. I hope you're doing well. And as soon as I get caught up in the chat, I will end this. I meant to end this an hour ago, but here we are. And Voyager 3 was 1996 to 97. Insurrection was released in 1998. Thank you very much, Professor Bernie Specs. But what was Nemesis? Talking about doppelgangers. Nemesis came after Insurrection, did it not? So Nemesis would have been later. So not that original of a concept. And Thomas is saying, oh, and Daniel's giving the actual timeline that Voyager ended in 2378 and Nemesis was in 2379. So yes, that was the timeline. I was actually asking about production timeline because I was wondering, is Doppelganger really that original to Star Trek? And not so much, it appears. Not so much. And Nemesis was December 2002. Thank you, Professor Bernie Specs. And Thomas is saying that in the episode where Deanna had the psychic, that's one of the few episodes Deanna Troy actually had a function on the ship that wasn't just being useless. She said that they found organic matter, but they had no way to prove it was murder. And then she had her psychic episodes and was able to piece together things and actually prove the guy did it. Yeah. Professor saying the search for Spock is underappreciated. It's true. It's not my absolute bottom, but it is low down there. I don't know. It didn't do it for me for whatever reason. Melphasis is agreeing. Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country were the best. Thank you. I'm glad when my opinions are validated by my friends. Thank you. Can I count to 6? John wants to know. Not every day. Not every day. Matthew's saying Gushes, who got the rewrite pin for the turbo lift shaft. I'm not following you on that one, Matthew. Gushes, who got the rewrite pin for the turbo lift shaft. I'm sorry, I'm not following that. I apologize. Daniel wants to know that he watched both the Justice League and Snyder Cut. He's wondering, or now he's watching Wonder Woman. Then I'm going to watch Wonder Woman 89, all to celebrate the Flashpoint movie coming out. Excellent. Good choice. I have not seen Wonder Woman 89. I'm not a fan of the flashbacks. Like, if they're going to do a flashback, or if they want to do a movie set in 89, I kind of feel like it should have come first. Because they tend not to do flashbacks well. Just in general, movie productions, whenever they go back, they tend to get a lot of details wrong. And so I'm kind of a fan of just moving forward with time. I think Marvel did that in one of theirs. They did a flashback, and then they got like the location of one of the stones wrong. One of the Infinity Stones. I forget which one though. And Matthew's saying scene in TFF. Which TFF? Oh, man, I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm blanking out here. And that's right, John. There is a dead Harry Kim floating somewhere in the Delta Quadrant. Matthew's saying Bill Shatner rewrote the turbo lift shaft scene and made the deck stuff on the 1701. Okay, one of those slow moments. And John's saying if I had seen your timeline movies, I would know that. So actually, I have seen your timeline movies. I think they're very well done. Thank you, John DeMarco. And for anyone who is not subbed to John DeMarco, you should go check him out. He's been doing some great ship summaries of the different eras of Star Trek, and he did some very good timeline explanations for basically the entire run. Now, you haven't done past Did you get up to? I'm drawing a blank now. I did watch it, but I'm drawing a blank. Did you get up through Discovery? Well, Discovery would have been the past. Did you get up to lower decks with your timeline? And Daniel's Hot Topic is saying that he remembers the episode. It was weird. It was a weird one where Harry Kim fell through the deck plate and fell into space. It was odd because it was a hole in the hull below the deck. Wouldn't B'Elanna get sucked out too? Yeah, it was. They played loose and goose with physics in Voyager. Professor saying Star Trek 3 had some of the best relationships scenes in the film franchise. I'll grant you that. Absolutely. I still didn't land it for me. And John put in a link to his channel. Thank you so much for that, John. And Melphis is saying what I liked about that episode is how Neelix called out Tuvok and his passive aggressive behavior against him. Okay, yeah, that was the episode with the mining ship and the tether. That was a great scene. I kind of felt like they didn't know what to do with Neelix a lot in Voyager. They turned him into this kind of annoying, whiny character when he really should have been a more resourceful character. And that was one of the great moments where he did get a call Tuvok out. And actually, some of the other characters were like, yeah, you do hate him. We've been watching you. You clearly hate him. And I did enjoy that quite a bit. And Bradley saying his battery must have been really low. Yeah. Sorry, I had to leave, Thomas. Matthew saying good night. Good night, Matthew. We will be wrapping this up momentarily. I'm almost caught up. Bradley wants to know how many characters in Star Trek are duplicates that we know of that have replaced the original characters. That sounds like an excellent question for John. John, maybe that can be what your next video is on. Characters that were replaced. And then I guess the question becomes how far would you let that stretch? So Thomas Riker, clearly a duplicate, but not necessarily, or definitely didn't replace Will. You had Harry Kim and Naomi Wildman, definitely didn't replace. Who else did you have? Kirk replaced himself on and off again. You obviously had the mirror universe where he replaced himself, but then he got back to his own timeline. You had when he was split, but then he came one again. You had Tuvix. Tuvix was an interesting case where they did, Anti-Tracker says they killed Tuvix. It was straight up murder. I disagree. I do think that if they had left Tuvix combined, it would have fundamentally been against the will of the hosts, Tuvok and Neelix. And to leave him as he was would have been violating the rights and will of Tuvok and Neelix. Would have been killing them. But it does raise the question, was he a character that would have potentially been replacing the originals? You had a lot of stuff in Voyager. So many times in Voyager, you had things like the episode where 7 of 9 was recruited by the timeship Relativity, and she was eventually reintegrated with herself, and Janeway was too, but technically speaking, reintegrating yourself would have been replacing yourself. You had the timeship, the Year of Hell episode, but that technically would have been a different timeline. Would you count the TNG episode Yesterday's Enterprise, where Tasha Yar went back in time? She didn't technically replace herself, but the original version of herself was dead, and you did have an alternate version of herself living a alternate timeline, which did intercede with the Prime timeline. So it was actually a part of the Prime timeline universe that she went back in time, married a Romulan. Was it married? It may have not been married. Had a Romulan child. And that's one of the videos that I'm on and again and off again working on. What is the Prime timeline? How screwed up is the timeline in Star Trek? And that's proving to be quite an interesting one. So, interesting one, interesting concept right there. How many characters in Star Trek are duplicates that we know of and have replaced the originals? Professor Brain Specs is saying that he absolutely loves stealing the Enterprise scene. That was fun. you're making great points, Professor. I absolutely cannot disagree with any of the points you're making. It's just when everything came together, the search for Spock, and you know what? Maybe it was just because it was a follow-up to Wrath of Khan that it just, I don't know, it didn't quite work for me. You know, it's honestly interesting that they had this trio of movies in the TOS movie series. You had Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and Voyage Home, which were so directly like one after another timeline instead of just being a random movie about the Star Trek crew, which you didn't have with 1, 5, or 6. Yeah, I definitely couldn't say that 5 is directly related to 4. Memphis the Sky saying Tuvix had a right to live as well. That's a hard one. I've thought about that, and I don't have a great answer for that. I kind of feel like he didn't. He was a transporter accident, and his existence was only due to the tulip that they had, the plant that recombined their matter. So I kind of feel like he was almost a parasite, to be honest. That he was an entity that only came into existence by murdering 2 other characters, and thankfully they were able to resurrect them. But at the end of the day, he very much was a parasite character. Just kind of my off the top of my head thought about that. Bradley's saying that he's 100% sure that Kim is not Kim. He is a duplicate. Yeah, I do have to agree with that. That the Kim post season 2 midpoint, early season 3, somewhere in that range, is 100% not the Kim that belonged on that Voyager. He was 100% a duplicate and a replacement. And they never talk about that again. The Doctor is a replacement of himself. In late season 2, early season 3. No, it was late season 2. His program broke down. It had become too large, and they had to take the emergency medical hologram, diagnostic hologram, and use his program to repair the Doctor's program, and it reset him to the original. Now, they were able to reconstruct his memory. In fact, they even made a point a couple episodes later of saying, my memory is not what it used to be. I'm currently rebuilding it. So he was kind of recollecting his data, but technically speaking, that wasn't the original Doctor. He was replaced by himself. Professor saying Star Trek V was mostly Kirk's dream. You do have to wonder. I have seen some compelling arguments. That's not what they intended it to be, but it is some fun what ifs that talk about it just being Kirk's dream. And that's right, Bradley. The baby, Naomi Wildman, is a duplicate of herself as well. And then, yeah. So that's what I got. I am going to stop there, guys. Happy birthday to Thomas if you watch this stream later on and watch the last little bit as we've been talking. I hope you had a good one. I'm glad I was able to do this for you, but I am going to wrap it up. So everyone, you have a good night / morning, and I will see you tomorrow night for the virtual pub. And then all things being equal, hopefully I will see you here on Tuesday night for SeaQuest, our live watch party with John DeMarco. So you guys take care, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will. And be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of all the updates I do on this channel. If you want to support the work I'm doing here, then I hope you'll consider becoming one of my Patreons, where you'll get early access to all kinds of videos. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.